Hi everyone! In today's video we're gonna tackle the basement. My basement, if you're a fan of Friends, is like Monica's closet. It just has been accumulating stuff. So while the upstairs is pretty clutter-free, there's a few areas here and there that might need some organizing, but for the most part it's pretty functional and there is not a lot of clutter just lying around. Now this place, it's a disaster zone. Especially after the holidays with all the gifts buying and cooking and cleaning. It's just everything was just dumped downstairs and it really needs some help badly. So one of my goals for 2020 was to organize this basement. So it's probably gonna take me a few days to do it because I don't have a whole stretch of a few hours to do that, which is okay. We're gonna just divide it up and then that's how we tackle it. Clutter does not have to feel overwhelming, a little bit at a time. So let's get going. So let me just give you a full view of how this disaster looks like. We got still Christmas decor that needs to go. There's few items that we need to sell. Let me just show you. There's the whole closet. We have in a bag. It used to be much more organized, but we just have like a storage for any like kitchen items that we don't use very often. So they are right here, so I can just grab them for any parties or anytime I'm doing something. And this is kind of like the extension of our pantry, or our pantry really, because in our kitchen is very small. It doesn't have a lot of storage, so this is an overflow with different water and drinks. And it used to be much nicer and much more organized, and now I'm having a hard time figuring out what's where. So that needs to be tackled. The plan is for this area to be a gym, but as you can see, you can't even walk through it. So we got some toys for summer. Again, more Christmas decor or Christmas wrapping papers. And here, now in a bag, that's just more like tools and that's fine. But this area, again, as you can see, I kind of organized it before. So there is just some starting progress, but this is where I keep all my decor, and I see that my husband put in the few boxes that are not organized. I think he just wanted to pass through probably, so he just put them over here, but this needs to be, as you can see, we have like all kinds of decor in there. So it needs to be organized. So on this side of the basement, we have things like gift wraps, we have things like coolers and keepsakes, paper goods, which obviously need to be replenished, as you can see, and also any like cleaning supplies, shampoos, any like dental care, batteries, all things of that nature. And the reason why we store a lot of those things over here is basically because we don't have enough storage upstairs. If you have seen my one of the last videos I did on organizing the bathroom, you can see that our bathroom is very small. So instead of trying to cram everything under the sink, we just use our basement for storage. And my daughter likes to come downstairs and help me from time to time, which I am laughing because I try to limit the time when she is trying to visit and help, simply because she will always find something from the pile that I want to get rid of that she absolutely has to have. So she would come downstairs, grab a few things, and go upstairs to play with them, which is fine. I just, after a few days when she loses interest, that's when I kind of sneak in and throw it away. And what I'm doing over here is I am trying to put all the Christmas things away. Like I said, our basement over the holidays got really out of control. So while all the Christmas decoration was brought downstairs, it was not put away where it was supposed to go. Now, I will tell you that I did not go through it and sort it out. What I wanted to get rid of, I just went in and put everything away. And I did that simply because I wanted to make sure that in this phase of my decluttering, I am just clearing out the space. The plan that I have for all this decor that I have for different kinds of holidays is, as we are going through those holidays in this year, in year 2020, that as I'm going through the holiday, that's when I'm going to be going through each box and getting rid of stuff that I no longer use. So that is the approach I am taking, not to make this basement decluttering take forever. And this is a little preview of how this side of the basement turned out after we decluttered or organized the things. And now we are moving to the other side of the basement. There is just a lot of things that are basically cluttered that it's really hard to even walk through it. A lot of boxes, a lot of still like gift wraps and stuff from the holidays. So that's where we are starting right now. And again, my daughter came in to help. And this is the closet where we have a lot of keepsakes and a lot of like extra grocery bags and stuff. This is probably something we will have to go through once we put some shelving units in there. Again, because things like keepsakes take forever, I did not even attempt to go through that. I just made sure that it's put away nicely and left that project for another time. And this area of the basement, in the corner we have a very tiny closet. So I just put all of our suitcases there. As you can see, they don't even fit. But for now, I just want to kind of put them in one area. And what we have on the right, it's kind of like the extension of our pantry. One of the next videos that I'm going to be doing is organizing my pantry upstairs. So you will see how I am organizing stuff in the actual pantry that I have in the kitchen, which is very small, and what foods we store downstairs. So that tour is going to be coming up in more detail in the upcoming weeks. But this was probably the hardest and most time-consuming area to organize. I was going back and forth. I was trying to put similar items together, and the whole idea with having this organized is to make sure that it was easier for me to see what I actually have in there. Because I have noticed what has been happening, and I think I posted about it on Instagram a few times. I have been getting sugar. Sugar was one of those things. Almost every time I would go grocery shopping thinking that I don't have any more left. And then at one point I found like 4 opened bags of sugar already there. So because simply I could not see that I actually have it. So that was the whole idea of having this organized so it's more visible. Now we probably have a bit more food in here than we typically do, and that is because of the current situation. As I was cleaning the other side of the basement, that was a few weeks difference between one side and the other when I had time to do this. So when I was doing this video, we are in the midst of being on a lockdown due to coronavirus, so we probably have food for 2 to 3 weeks longer than we would typically have. Some of the food items, we have them all the time. We go to our Costco store about every other week, so we do stock up on things, but we probably have more like pasta and water that we typically would have. Now, if you caught it before, we had a lot of ketchup. Now that's typical. My husband has an addiction to ketchup and he likes to try out all different kinds. So that is a typical amount of ketchup that we do have. But some of the other things we do have a little bit more than we typically would have. So we don't have to go to the store as often as we normally would.
result. I'm gonna give you just a little walkthrough. It probably is looking a little more cluttered than it actually is in reality. There is a lot of things that you see that are still laying around here, and that is because we have a lot of things. As you can see, a lot of bags to throw away. We have a lot of things that are to give away as like hand-me-downs or things that we need to sell. And because of the current situation, we cannot do any of those things. I mean, we can throw away the garbage, which we did right after this video, but we cannot sell anything at this point because of social distancing. So it's gonna stay here for a little bit longer. But I wanted to offer you some encouragement. If you are having such a big project that you are decluttering, you don't have to save up like 2 weeks to do it. Do it as needed, do it in stages. Do as much as you can, and you're gonna see progress, and that's gonna keep you going. But don't expect it to be Pinterest perfect. Just organize it in a way that makes sense for you, to make your life easier, to make things more efficient as you are running your household, because if it's working for you, that's all it matters. So I hope you found this video motivational. I hope it gave you some encouragement to get started on any clutter that you might have in your house. Make sure that you are subscribed down below so you don't miss any of my future videos, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching.